John Deere cab build part 5. Okay, this is what I just did today, and then I'll go over a few little details of what I've used. I did part of the door frame here today, and what I've used on the back, this is 1x1 channel. A lot of it is just angle iron, but I did channel here because it's the back corner. It's easier to make for like bolting through and stuff. And I made the channels here. I just notched it out and went around the tube so I can put a window in. What I did was, because I knew this back is 90 degrees, so I laid this down and I welded this in 90 degrees. And then I put the clamps on, clamped it to the back wall there. And this I wanted to be, this is the frame of the door here, I wanted it to be the same angle as the windshield rake. So I laid that up here and I just tack welded it in a couple spots to hold it. Put the door frame on, this angle here extended out. But I got it all lined up the way I wanted it to, clamped everything. I tack welded it because it's 2 pieces of angle iron and I couldn't really clamp it very well. So, just the lazy man's way. Got it all set, welded it, and then just cut it flush and ground it down. This piece is the bottom of the window. It's the same as the one over on the other wall and the back wall. So I just clamped it in the back where I wanted it. Got the level with just the clamp. It pivoted pretty easy. So I just tapped it in place until I got it to the size I wanted. Made my marks and notched it out, and then welded that into place and then ground it down. I still gotta touch it up. And now that's all clamped into place. And so my next thing is, what am I going to do for hinges? How am I going to do it? Do I want to take it off? And I just started toying with the idea of putting hinges, like not piano hinges, but ones that'll allow me to flip the door all the way over against the back panel. So I can either take it out of my way, like when I put gas in, or when I store it, it'll just be one less piece I'll have to deal with. Now on this side, I did the same thing as the back of the door. This is tube, this is angle iron. The back is all angle iron. I figured the tube was going to be easier and stronger to bolt through. Did the same thing on the front. So that is all solid. Did the same thing on this that I did on the door. You know, clamped it, leveled it, got it to the same size I wanted, but it's a little bit, I've got a rake on the roof here. It drops, I think it's an inch. It's pretty close to an inch. We'll just say an inch. And clamped this together, and then I welded my pieces in, and now it's bolted through with, I can't really see here. Yeah, I kind of can see the fender bolts that are just clipped on here. So when you put the wall on, all you do is set it up against it, and then you run your bolts through. That way you don't have to deal with nuts and washers and everything. You just get the bolt started, and then everything else should line up the way it's supposed to. My tack weld back here on this bolt didn't work out, so I just put a bolt through and then notched out the tube. What else did I do? Oh, and the back wall here, because you've got to have a support for this wall still to hold the front to the back. I notched out, I put a bolt in here, and I just did a little notch out on the back tube of the door. I got shorter bolts because these are way too long. So I picked up some shorter bolts the other day. I just took the measurements from my windows, and I'll just put that in my wallet so next time I'm at the hardware store or wandering around Menards or whatever, I can get an idea on some prices for stuff. Be careful with the hood. I cracked mine Luckily it was just the top half, so I pulled that off and I tried to plastic weld it, and it seemed like it was holding, and when I just went to check it, it cracked again. And it cracked all the way across, so forget it. Top section only is $146. It was the cheapest I could find. So, yeah, that was a $150 mistake. Don't really know what else I can show you. If I knew where's my flashlight. Yeah, I can do this. Show this better. It's an angle iron bolted on, or welded on, and then it's bolted. And it's just a bolt that runs through, bolted to the fender, and then another bolt bolting that on. In the front, just bolted on some angle iron, and then run some bolts in there. I think that's pretty much all I can show you for now.